So I see a lot of people have trouble with the charging system on the, and of course their battery supply, on the Polaris Sportsman 570s. And there's a lot of reasons for it. The first one is that they use this very small battery and it's underneath the exhaust by the drive shaft. That's why I am using, for testing, I've got these external connections. Polaris really should be ashamed for what they did with that. Not only is it difficult to get to it, but the battery gets cooked. It's hard to remove, replace, and it's too small. The second one, this is for all machines that are older than 2019 model year of the Sportsman 570, that the voltage regulators are notorious for failing. And when they fail, they can do all kinds of things, including destroying other parts of your machine. And the other thing is that there's also trouble with the wiring on the engine with the stator. And that is that the connector, either they used it or it's not having enough wiring, whatever, and sometimes it'll burn up, and it could also be caused by the regulator, and sometimes it rubs on the oil filter and shorts out. So again, I thought I'd try to help everyone out here and show you how to diagnose this with a cheap meter. And when I mean cheap, I'm going to use this $25 thing I got from Amazon. And the reason why I got this from Amazon is that it was easy, and of course I mentioned cheap and simple. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to go check, and my battery's in the vehicle, battery test, hit enter. Now this is an AGM flat plate, very simple. My cold cranking apps on this one happens to be 210. So I'm just going to move it down to 210. That takes a little bit. And bump it up. See, that makes it easier to see? Probably not. Sorry about all the glare. So next step is very simple. Hit enter. And it's going to come back with a number and tell you whether it's good, bad. Okay, in this case, it says replace. So that is very true. This battery probably needs to be replaced. It's over 4 years old. And again, like I said, they don't last very long. I could try charging it and seeing what happens. But it's probably a good idea. So now originally when I worked on cars, I got to use what's called a Sun VAT40. And it was this big analog needle thing, and you could put a nice load on the battery and the alternator and all that good stuff. It's a very manual process, and it's probably now a dying art to know how to use that. This little thing is good enough because where it lacks to be able to put a load on, it's going to use the engine itself by cranking it to determine how strong the battery is. So the next step we're going to do is a cranking test. And we should enter. So you can't see it, but it says cranking normal, which is good. Okay, and shows my minimum 8.4 volts, maximum 9.9. So the battery is weak, as we know from the thing, but there's no extra load from the starter or anything else. Now, while it's running, we're going to do a charging test. And I wish you could see this very easily, and that is that it goes through and it does a little test. And mine says charging high, which is probably correct because it is trying to charge up this battery that says bad. So, 25 bucks is all this charger costs, this little tester costs, excuse me. Very simple. And I actually checked it with my old Fluke, and it's correct. So for you guys that are having trouble with your charging systems on your Sportsmans, again, get yourself one of these cheap testers off Amazon. I think this one's called Conway or Conway or Lonway or there it is, Conway. And you will certainly help yourself. Diagnosing your charging system. So anyway, I hope that this gives you a little help, and you will find it's certainly easier to test your battery and your charging system than guessing at it. And one thing on the stator, a lot of people replace them because they don't understand them. That is, the stator is just a simple coil of wire. And because it uses three-phase electricity, it has diodes in it so that the electricity can be, this one does not have diodes in it. There's just three coils of wire, it produces AC current, and the diodes are actually in the regulator. The only way to really have a bad stator is to have something physically happen to it, like something overheats or say a flywheel hits it or something. So for the most part, get the service manual and check out the stator before pulling it all apart to change it, because you'd be awful mad if you changed it and it did the same thing or worse. Okay? Good luck to you guys. Bye.